What is up, everyone? I'm super excited. It's been a whole 30 days. Yes. It's been 30 days since I've had the Whoop band. That is what I decided to go with after getting rid of my Apple Watch. And for those of you who are new on the channel, just so that you're aware, I ditched my Apple Watch for a few different reasons. The first reason I ditched my Apple Watch was I was feeling very anxious around the thought process behind closing my rings every day. I would feel like really shitty. I would have a really hard day at work, and I would be guilted in going to work out or forcing my body to do things when I knew that it was time for me to rest. I was mentally exhausted and was just feeling like I was burnt out. So having a reminder on my arm all the time telling me to close my rings or you could do it, and all these different motivating factors, which in reality sounds really great, is actually was doing the opposite for my health. So I decided to give up my brand new, it cost me $1 million, Apple Watch, and set it aside for 30 days and try something new. So I did a lot of research on bands. I really wanted to focus on the fitness aspect of it. It has also been really nice not having notifications on my arm or text messages or anything like that. It's given me a lot of opportunity to just focus on what I'm doing and not be distracted. So let's dive into why I chose the Whoop band. There are definitely there's a lot of pros that outweigh the Apple Watch in comparison, and there's some cons and negatives with the Whoop band that, it kind of is what it is. I will start off by saying this is not a paid ad. This is not sponsored. I bought this Whoop band with my own money, and I'm paying for it with my own money. So this is not a sponsored ad. This is my true review of what I like versus what I don't like in comparison to what I was using before. So let's get into it. Okay, so first off, let's just talk about what it looks like and the difference between the Apple band. So I will say, actually, let me go grab my Apple band because I feel like it'd be good to compare them both in case you don't own an Apple Watch. We're back. Okay. So first things first, if you have an Apple Watch, this is just fast forward. If you don't, this is what an Apple Watch looks like, right? Everyone's seen them. They're just a standard watch. I like it because you could wear it every day. Again, it has your messages, has everything tied to your phone on the Apple Watch. So the design and everything is great. I love it. It is heavy. It's bulky. So that's something you don't like. That's the downside of the Apple Watch. The one thing about this is that you can buy bands for Apple Watches literally everywhere. So they come off, right? And then you can just swap them out super easy. The one thing I will say is that's the difference with the Whoop band. So the Whoop band is very thin. It is lightweight. It is definitely under probably an ounce, but it's super lightweight. And the way you put it on is you take your wrist. You get this stuff. Focus. Okay. Take your wrist and you slip it on, and then the band slips over, and it's more aesthetically pleasing on your arm, on your wrist. I will say that it is bulky because I have really thin wrists, and they require you to have it very similar to the Apple Watch 1 inch before. Okay. 1 to 2 inches before your actual wrist bone. You can't see mine because it's tattooed, but it's right there. But yeah, so to me, what I like about this band is that I actually sometimes wear it on the inside of my wrist. So then it's just the band. I don't know. For me, it's lighter. It's easier for me to sleep with it at night. And yeah, it's just lightweight. The difference with this is the bands are interchangeable. So you just pop off the side and you push out sometimes it's a pain in the ass. There's a little button on the side and you just push it out. and you pop it off, okay? So the one thing that is a downside for Whoop, and it'll probably get better and change over time, is that you can only buy these straps from them, and they're expensive as shit. They're like $30 or something to buy these. So they're really expensive, but the quality in my mind is a little bit better depending on the kind you get. They have a lot of color varieties on their website. This is a band that it comes with. It's the black one, and then I bought the beige because we know we love my neutral colors. So that's the band, and it's super easy to put on, very similar to Apple Watches. You don't need a ton of things. You just slip it on. There you go. Slip it on, and then again, there are these little nodules, and you just hook it in. So, okay. All right, so we've talked about what the band looks like, the difference in between straps. Let's talk charging capabilities. So with the Apple Watch, what I hate is that Apple just loves to make you buy shit. And so you have to buy this stupid ass block that comes with it because it's only for the micro USB ports. And aftermarket blocks for these cords and new ports and the new updates have deemed to be really bad and can actually blow your device up. So like using aftermarket things is more risky. I'm not saying I don't use them. I'm just saying that the guy convinced me to buy this stupid thing. So, and this was $20. So it's also a lightning like charge block. So I will say it's worth it because it charges your watch a lot faster. But again, it's $20. So, then you have to have this cord, right? And then this little charging port. And when you're charging the Apple Watch, you just slip it on. The one thing I don't like about the Apple Watch and how it charges is that one, the Apple Watch only holds a charge for maybe a day at most if you're using it with all of its capabilities and all of its functions. So when you're like using it for texting, if you're using it to like check your calendar, if you're working out with it, you're tracking your steps, all those things that you do on a regular basis, you're sleeping with it, etc. How I would have to charge my watch is by the time I woke up in the morning, my watch is practically dead. So I would charge it in the morning while I was in the shower until it was at 100%. I'd go throughout the day and it would be probably around 80-90% before I went to bed. And then I charged it to make sure that I could have it, but it was off the charger. So like that whole time that's charging, I can't track my steps. I can't like do anything in the app to track it. So you're not getting credit for like that movement if you're trying to close all your rings, which is again disheartening because by the end of the day, you're like, well, I did work my ass off all day, but I didn't close my rings because my stupid watch was sitting on the charger. So also a downside. The thing I like about the Whoop Band is this is the charging cord and this is a charging pack, okay? And now all you do is you charge the pack, okay? And I will say the website says that this pack can hold like 1 to 2 charges. I don't think that's accurate. It holds maybe a charge and a half. But you can plug it into your computer, do battery updates, diagnose battery issues, like all those good things on your own. And also it'll tell you like where your battery is. The one thing I don't like about this battery pack is there is a red light and a green light. There's no yellow light, and the red light could be your battery life is anywhere from, I'd have to look at the actual things. I can pull it up actually. Let's pull it up and be accurate here. Okay, we found it. So the battery status goes solid green and solid red. The thing I don't like about this is that a solid red could be anywhere from 1 to 69% battery. So technically you could have maybe a half a charge left on this, but you don't really know because you can't tell just by looking at the battery pack. So that for me is shitty because then you're like, well, I'll give you an example. So I'm going hiking and I'm going to be going hiking for multiple days with no access to a charging port. So I charge this fully before my hiking trip. And when I get there, it may be a red, it may be green. How do I know it's going to last? So that's kind of the downside of this battery pack. Now, the upside are a few different things. So one, once it's charged, you can take it off the charger and then you just slip it on your watch. So it's like this, okay? And yeah, it's bulky as shit. No one wants to walk around with this, but like, guess what? This rapidly charges probably within like an hour or two. It's super fast, and I get a notification on my phone when my watch is fully charged so that I can take this off and I don't have to use it. And then again, I can run errands. I could go to sleep if I really wanted to with it on. I could do a workout, whatever it is, and I don't have to worry about taking my band off and losing that data. So that's the major difference, right? The charging capabilities, the way it looks, the design of it. Now let's get into like the nit and grit. So the whole reason why I even stopped using my Apple Watch is because it wasn't providing any data insights that was doing me any benefit for what I actually needed it to do. Okay, so let's talk about it. One of the things like that I really, really enjoy about the Whoop Band is it tracks three things: my sleep, my recovery, and my strain. All of those things are very important for someone who's trying to optimize their fitness and perform at their peak fitness level, as opposed to just like closing rings. So with the Apple Watch, I love that it like tracks my heart rate and it like, uses a series so that if I was like crashed or in an accident, or if I crashed my mountain bike or whatever that may be, like I do miss the emergency factor of what the Apple Watch does. The Whoop Band, what I really like about it is it takes into account all three of those factors, so sleep, strain, and recovery, and provides me a strain to hit for the day. And it's not only tracking like my steps or my workouts, it's literally tracking everything from my stress, what my habits are. Am I working in the office? Am I working at home? Do I commute to the office? Like all of these things that contain my everyday life and put strain on my mental and physical body. It takes into account for that, where Apple doesn't. Apple just takes into account your heart rate, like if you log a workout, the steps you take during the day, and it doesn't give you like the data to be able to use that and plan your next day of strain, activity, or rest. So that is one of the hugest reasons why I chose Whoop. So let's dive deeper into the details and talk a little bit more about what I'm talking about. Okay, first let's talk about the Whoop home screen. When you have the app, there's a few things. Okay, let's actually circle back to like the pros and cons of having a Whoop versus an Apple. So Apple Watch, you pay like $300 to like $700 for this thing, and that's it. Unless you have like subscriptions to like a sleep app or anything like that. Apple is a one and done deal. You like pay for the thing you want, and that's it. There's no subscription associated with it unless you download an app that requires you to have one. With Whoop, the downside of it is it's $30 a month if you pay monthly, or it's like $200+ if you pay for a yearly membership. But here's the thing. The Whoop Band and the battery and the charger and the default black strap come free when you purchase through their website in your first month. So you purchase your program, your plan, whatever, and then you get this with my referral code. So I will drop the referral code in, and then you can use it if you want. Again, you're paying monthly though. So you'll get your first month's free, you'll get your Whoop Band, all the good stuff, but you're paying every month, and that's the difference. So anyways, back to the home screen. So when you get the home screen and you're looking at like all the things you can do, the first thing you're going to see, and I'm doing this because I'm filming on my phone and the app is on my phone because my computer won't let me film. So I'm going to be going back and forth, but when your home screen, you'll have a little toggle button, and I'll drop a photo here so you can see, but you basically are going to be like looking at what your recovery score is in a circle, plus your strain score when you wake up in the morning. Then it's going to analyze your sleep. So you wake up in the morning, it analyzes your sleep. It tells you all of the great things about what happened in your sleep, if you were light, REM sleep, REM sleep. All those things help dictate how recovered your body is. Here's the other thing. Whoop is really great at tracking through your tattoos for everything but blood oxygen and skin temperature. I'm not sure why. I contacted customer support. They were super nice, and they did say that like sometimes tattoos can interfere with those Whoop band. When I go to sleep, I just switch my bands and I put it on the inside again of my wrist, and all my metrics are detected correctly. The correct way to wear this is obviously like a watch, but I don't have tattoos on this hand and it works just fine. There are other things that I really, really like about detecting different metrics. So they make a clothing line. I have some of the bralettes that basically put the strap right next to your like above your rib, below your armpit. It's not uncomfortable. I don't even realize I'm wearing it. And then I don't even have to wear a watch. And if I wanted to, I could actually wear my watch as like a real watch and not have to worry about having two bands around. So that is amazing. They also make like underwear for women. They make shorts, leggings, shirts. There's a lot of different things that they make for Whoop, so that they also have like a bicep armband. So if you're like more so wanting to wear something around your bicep, they have that as well. So they have a lot of options for not having to have it on your wrist, because it's not a watch, it's a band. So it is a lot more, it gives you a lot more freedom to like, you know, keep tracking your data and not having to worry about like, oh, I'm wearing a dress or I'm going to a wedding or whatever and I don't want to wear that. Health like, data, right? Like you get a sleep score, you get a recovery score, and then the strive score. So one of the things that I really like about the Whoop band is when you have your recovery, right? It's either in the green, the yellow, or the red. It gives you targets to hit and strain to hit. And the more you work out, the more you realize, okay, so when I weightlift, the average strain I hit is between a 5 and a 9 when I'm just weightlifting. Okay, when I'm doing running or HIIT workouts, I know my strain is anywhere from a 9 to like a 15. So when I'm looking at my strain score, I can say, okay, awesome, I need to hit a 9 today. I can weightlift today. Or I plan on weightlifting today as part of my scheduled workout. I'm in the red, so I'm going to actually take a rest day and swap my rest day with a weight day later. Or I'm rest day and I can take on strain, but I'm mentally exhausted. I can look at that and see, okay, well, I'm already at a 6 strain for the day because I'm mentally exhausted. I don't need to go work out because I've already hit my strain. You see what I'm saying? Like the correlation there, like it doesn't just take into account, oh, you didn't close your rings. It took into account, I'm stressed. I'm looking at my stress score. I've had high stress levels throughout the day. I'm already at a strain score of XYZ. And now I can look at that data and be like, okay, cool. My body actually needs to rest. I'm physically exhausted and I don't feel guilty about not going to work out because the data is telling me that I don't need to because I've already hit those markers for the day. So again, it's really been helpful for my mental health to be able to have some data backed behind why I should or shouldn't be pushing myself, right? On days where I thought I was working out really, really hard, I actually wasn't. And I probably could hit it harder, but I just, didn't have the data behind that. So that is the biggest thing, and the takeaway that you can have with this is that it provides you so much data that you should be able to basically like program your workouts, your lifestyle activities around making sure your body is optimized, ready for training, and recovered completely. So the other cool thing is I get super stressed driving to the office and working in an office. Like I have lots of social anxiety. I hate driving in Utah because people here suck at driving. Like I'm a homebody now. And I just like either A, being in the middle of nowhere with nobody around me, or B, I like being at my house. So when I do go out in public, my strain score is really freaking high. all the time. So yesterday, I'll give you an example. Yesterday was a workout day for me. I usually try to spin, like do a 45-minute Peloton class or a 30-minute Peloton class. But by the time I think it was about noon, I had gone out, ran errands, did some things in public. By the time I got home, I had already hit my strength score for the day because I was so mentally taxed just from going out. And I felt like, okay, I haven't even finished all of the things I need to do. I basically deep cleaned the basement, which is our gym. I like organized a bunch of stuff. And by the time I was done, I was going to go work out, but my strength score was 14. And my target for the day was like 9. So I did not feel guilty by not working out because I had like worked on my feet all day. I was mentally exhausted from going out, and I just used yesterday as a full rest day. And I felt good about it. Where normally I would be like, oh, I need to close my ring, so I didn't get my steps in. I should do this. I will take it back. I did go for a walk, but I went for a mental health walk and it was only for 20 minutes. And it was because it was sunny here and I really needed to get some sun. So that played into my strain score after that. But I was at a 5. So it was like very low impact, like did focus more on recovery. So, but that's just some examples of like using the data to optimize my performance and recovery and not feel guilty about not working out. Like, honestly, that is like the biggest thing for me. So, you're paying a monthly payment, for this, or you pay for the year, whatever you choose for Whoop. And what that does is actually, it provides all this coaching data for you. So it's live data. Their customer service team is amazing. Getting used to the metrics, understanding how it works, like all that stuff, was new for me. So I contacted customer service a lot to understand like what was happening with my band, making sure I was using it correctly. And they were nothing but like amazing. I just loved everybody that I interacted with. That being said, again, it is, it depends on what you're looking for. Like if you just want to have a watch that does multiple things and you're not really that intrigued by the data, like you don't want to put that much time into tracking and analyzing your recovery or any of that, then this probably isn't for you. I'd stick with the Apple Watch because the Apple Watch, again, you can track your workouts. Like it gives you kind of an idea of calories burned, steps that you've taken throughout the day, etc. If you want more deeper dives into like your performance, like habits that impact your recovery, that impact your sleep, right? Like, really feel like if you want to optimize your performance and really, really focus on recovery and like preventing injuries and monitoring stress and incorporating like mindfulness activities into your habits and things like that, I think something like this would be ideal for you to try out. Again, like, do your own research. This is just my opinion. I'm not being paid to say this. I do like my Whoop band more than I like my Apple Watch, specifically for optimizing my fitness and recovery. I do like my Apple Watch more than I like my Whoop band for other things like monitoring, like fall detection and like being able to call 911 if I needed to from my watch, like all those great things that Apple does have for safety. I do love that, but they're totally different watches for different things. And what I really needed in my life right now was something to help me hit my fitness goals. After COVID, I feel like I've been really lax with my workouts and my eating habits and just sleep and recovery. I've also been super stressed. Like there's a lot of things that happen in my seasons, all last year and, kind of trickling into this year. And that's okay. We know the universe has a plan for us, but at the same time, like I do want to get back to like how I was training before I moved out to Utah. I want to get back into like peak performance shape. Those are my personal goals. And I think that the Whoop band is definitely going to help me get there and like basically like do it correctly without injuring myself. And also like providing me ample mental health opportunities to not like overtrain, and really protect myself. So anyways, That's a lot. This video is super long, so if you stuck around till the end, thank you. We appreciate you. Like, subscribe, share it with your friends if they're interested in finding a fitness band. If you want to try the Whoop band, I do have a referral code, even though I'm not sponsored. Anyone that buys it, you get a referral code, but I think it would be super helpful if you are looking to at least have that, because again, you get a month free, I believe. So I'll drop the referral code in the comments or in the description. If you have any questions, you know where to find me. It's coachtina.teamfearlessfitness@gmail.com, or you can direct message me on Instagram at teamfearlessfitness. Again, like, subscribe, follow, and share. We love you so much, and we'll see you next time.